This is the fourth video on the C7 rifle. In this video, you will be shown how to hold the rifle correctly in the prone position, testing and adjusting the position, and correct aim. It is essential that the soldier is capable of firing his rifle accurately and instinctively under battle conditions. This can be achieved easily if the soldier applies the marksmanship principles. The position and hold must be firm enough to support the rifle. The rifle must point naturally at the target without any physical effort. Sight alignment or aiming must be correct, and the shot must be released and followed through without disturbing the position. The firer must employ these principles every time the rifle is fired. The basic shooting position is the prone position. This position gives the firer the best support and presents a small target to the enemy while being the least tiring. During conventional range practices, the prone position can easily be adopted by the firer from the standing position. He simply advances the left foot, holds the rifle in front of the body with the left hand around the handguard, and lies down by breaking the fall with the right hand. Note that the flash suppressor must be kept clear of the ground. The body should be relaxed and form an angle of 200 mils with the line of fire. The left leg lies parallel to the direction of the body, the toes turned inward, and the leg muscles relaxed. The right leg is drawn up until the thigh is approximately 1600 mils to the line of the body, and the lower part of the leg lies parallel to the line of fire. The right foot points outwards, with the heel on the ground. By drawing up the right leg, the weight of the body is rolled to the left, allowing easier breathing and less restriction to the heart, which in turn reduces pulse beat. The firer is to adjust the position of the right leg according to build. The rifle is supported by the left hand, holding the handguard and the right hand firmly gripping the pistol grip. The index finger lies outside the trigger guard. If discomfort or difficulty is experienced in adopting the standard prone position, lie slightly oblique to the line of fire, with the legs apart. To stand up, place the right hand on the ground and draw the left hand up, holding the rifle in the prone position. Holding of the weapon in the prone position must be done correctly. Once the range has been given, raise the large aperture. Position the selector lever to R. Lift the rifle and place the butt in the shoulder. The left hand should be as far forward on the handguard as possible. The left elbow is brought close to the rifle without exerting lateral pressure against the magazine. The weight of the rifle is supported by the rear outside of the elbow joint, thus achieving bone support. The handguard should lie diagonally across the palm of the left hand. No attempt should be made to either grip tightly or pull backward with the left hand. It should simply support the rifle and maintain steadiness. The position of the butt in the shoulder should not be too high. If it rests on the collarbone, some pain may be felt on firing, causing a tendency to flinch. The right hand is the controlling hand and must hold the pistol grip firmly. The right elbow must then be positioned on the ground and must not alter the position of the weapon. The grip with the right hand must be unstrained and must pull the rifle back towards a firm shoulder. No attempt should be made to hunch the shoulder towards the butt plate. The cheek, and not the cheek bone, must be positioned naturally on the butt, allowing the aiming eye to look squarely through the sight. The head must be upright. It is essential that the rifle points naturally at the target. To ensure that it does, the firer is to test, if necessary, and adjust his position. Aim at the target, then relax the hold. Re-aim at the target. No appreciable change of aim should be noticed. If the aim does move by an appreciable amount, it is an indication that the position needs some adjustment. To adjust the position, keep both elbows stationary and pivot the body to the right or left as needed to correct lateral movement. For errors in elevation, keep both elbows stationary and move the rest of the body forwards or backwards. To confirm that the position is correctly adjusted, rest the rifle and close the eyes. Keeping the eyes closed, bring the rifle back to a comfortable position in the shoulder. When the eyes are reopened, the aim picture should be on or very close to the aiming mark. With practice, it will become natural to adopt a position that requires little or no adjustments. When firing on conventional ranges, aim at the lowest central point of the aiming mark on a target with an aiming patch. When firing at figure targets, aim at the middle of the target. At ranges in excess of 300 meters, aim high. Knowing where to aim is important. However, knowing how to aim is just as important. Aiming can never become instinctive. It requires concentration to achieve sight alignment together with the correct aim picture, which is a 4-point relationship between the eye, center of the aperture, the tip of the foresight, and the point of aim. The procedure for aiming is to close the eye not in use and look through the center of the aperture. Centralize the tip of the foresight. Select a point of aim on the target and focus the tip of the foresight on the point of aim to complete the aim picture. It should be noted that the aiming mark on the target will be slightly blurred. Check that the sights are upright and that the tip of the foresight is still central in the aperture. Eye relief is the distance from the eye to the rear aperture and must remain constant for successive shots. By ensuring this, the size of the aperture remains the same and centralization of the foresight tip is simplified. It is essential that soldiers be capable of firing their rifles accurately and instinctively under battle conditions. This can only be achieved if the marksmanship principles are followed and accurate aiming, alignment of sights, and firm correct holding are practiced and mastered.
Now you too can soldier like a son of a bitch.
Care of 19. Man, how things have changed in 20 years, 30 years, right?
Yeah, but a lot of things also haven't changed. I think a lot of that is still the same.
Well, yeah. And then you got the MPOA style there. That was pretty cool. But anyway, before we dive into it, we got a quick message from our biggest fan, who we may or may not have paid to make this. Hold on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Mitchellike, and you're listening to the First Focal Plane podcast with Sean, Kris, and Rooster. Get some.
Fun fact, Jerry and I are going for beers after the show.
Yeah, you're going to go for beers at 6 in the morning when you finally get to the station?
You and poster board, Jerry?
Yeah, no, me and Jerry.
Cardboard cutout.
Cutout, yeah.
I will admit that the last time that we had an appointment scheduled to go for a beer, he stood me up, and it might happen again. but we do have an appointment, him and I.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I sent him an email. I'm sure he got it.
Well, guys, welcome to the first Focal Plane. The first Focal Plane podcast, episode number 56, where the only thing hotter than the temperature outside is an angry rooster when he gets a flat tire on the rental. That was impressive.
True story.
Telling him,
Story.
okay, so I got to tell that story. So we had
Wait, why are you telling the story?
Because it's funny. Because
Okay.
it happened to me, and Kurt was not laughing at the time.
Okay.
But
But
anyway,
he should have
so
been.
I called both of you guys because we had a bit of a development for the show, and I was excited to tell you guys, so I did. And anyway, I'm telling Rooster this, and Kurt, as he's operating a piece of equipment or whatever, and then he all of a sudden he cuts me off about 5 minutes into our conversation. He says, "I got a fucking flat. God damn it, cocksucking motherfucker." I'm like, okay,
That
bye.
actually sounds a
Not
lot
quite.
like Kurt.
Not quite. Yeah.
Say,
Gotta go.
Yeah, gotta go by.
I gotta bury a truck driver.
Yeah,
You got to take him to the train station?
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. Well, right on, guys. Well, as always, we are brought to you by Precision Rifles in Leduc, Alberta, Canada. They are Canada's premier precision builder, lightweight rifles, starter packages, ELR rigs, hunting rifles. What else am I missing? Pretty much it. Precision
Everything.
has the right stuff to get you into the field, onto the range, and into the winner's circle. If you're looking for any one of their products, including their new Howa mini actions, hit up Shane on Facebook, Instagram, and their website, emprifles.ca. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Excellent. Well, something I think we could all use tonight: some bolt action coffee.
Hell
Get
yeah.
into the precision specialty coffee game with Bolt Action Coffee, hand loaded weekly to ensure quality of consistent flavor and freshness. Bolt Action Coffee is roasted and packaged Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then all orders are shipped on Thursdays. This process ensures supply order volumes match customer order volume and prevents aging on the shelf. Especially brewed with the precision shooting community in mind. Choose between Scopes Up, Overwatch, and Suppressed. Are they still doing the Midnight Canoe Trip?
Yep. They still are.
That wasn't a special short time promo or anything.
I don't believe so. Let me take a look.
Okay.
Well, even
They
if it
also have
was, I
Yeti.
ground up a bunch of it this morning. Made a whole bunch of it this morning because I got friends in from out of town. Had to show them what it was all about.
I've been slack and I haven't ordered any Midnight Canoe Trip. So.
Yeah, that's their dark roast. They got Overwatch is their medium roast espresso. So if you want to really get going, and then their standard Scopes Up is their light medium roast. Now, I saw a couple comments on their Instagram and stuff about guys being like, "Why would I spend $19 for a true pound of coffee when I can go get a 5-pounder of Folgers for, you know?" Yeah, and there's a difference between commercial coffee and specialty coffee, especially when you're scoring above 86 on the whatever international coffee scale they use.
Yeah.
That's hardcore shit, guys.
The answer is because Folgers sucks balls.
Yeah.
It
Or
truly does.
Nabob or whatever.
Well, maybe
right?
it's for these people too that are they're coffee drinkers, but they're put everything into a cup of coffee, like a bunch of cream and sugar and that, like to go.
Those aren't coffee drinkers. Those are just caffeine addicts.
I think so. Yeah. But if you want true coffee,
Have a little coffee with
nice
that
and
creamer.
black, yeah, exactly. Go spend the money and get some of this stuff.
You bet.
Long
check
story
out
short, don't be
their,
a putz.
That's right. Yeah. When you order at checkout, use code FIRSTFOCALPLANE, all caps, all one word, for 10% off your order. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and their website at boltactioncoffee.com.
You bet. And when you just full transparency, guys, when you use that code, you help the show directly. So, also, Chris, before you get into your ad read, I wanted to give a shout out to a few of our followers on Twitch. 22LR Luke, we know who that is. Luke Golden. So, thanks, buddy. Appreciate the follow. We got TWWJDVNG. He followed us, and Ashley Bots followed us this week on Twitch. So thanks, guys. We appreciate the follows as always. So
You.
you bet.
Does that mean it's my turn now?
I
Yes.
think so.
Well, if that's the case, then our
Took our jobs.
That'll do.
yeah, MOON. That's
All right, good show, guys. We'll see you next week.
I think the point is that our show is also brought to you by Callsign 66. Callsign 66 is a veterans-based organization founded to facilitate multi-generational passage of information, ballistic applications R&D, and shooter development. The omnidirectional passage of information is key to the community's success and growth, as our organizational philosophy is such that we all have something to offer. Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Welcome to the Brotherhood. I'm trying to say it cool, but
sounding like you're pooping.
without sounding like I have to take a crunch. Yeah,
exactly.
In any case, you
Look
can
at this.
find what am I looking at? No, go. What?
Doug. Doug's looking at buying a gun.
Why would you do that, Doug?
Yeah. Look at this. Hey, Rooster, custom 7mm Rem mags, Remington 700 stainless steel action with
Hold on.
ATRS 20 MOA rail.
This has nothing to do with Callsign. Let me finish this up.
No.
So find Callsign 66 on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website at callsign66.ca. Now,
Back
over
to
to
you,
you, Sean.
Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Back to you, fuckers.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Yeah. Okay, Doug, I wanted to get into this because it kind of ties into training as well. So, Doug Rodbush, hey, Rooster, custom 7mm Rem mag, Remington 700 stainless steel action with ATRS, Alberta Tactical Rifle Supply, 20 MOA rail, and ATRS, Alberta Tactical Rifle Supply, tactical bolt knob, dual trigger HS Precision DBMG2 with one magazine, 26-inch Schillen 1-9 twist barrel, ATRS, Alberta Tactical Rifle Supply, gill brake, fully adjustable Macmillan A3-5 stock. Yes or no? Loaded question. He won it.
Yeah, he literally just said he won it.
For you.
How is there a yes or a no there? The answer is yes, Doug. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
You bet. You should order a March scope for that.
100%.
Yes.
You should order a March scope for that. You got the rifle for free. You might as well put the best scope
There
you can
you
get.
go. Yeah.
You know what? I've got a deal for you. Highmaster 5-42 by 56 that I got on mine. That would work beauty on that 7mm Rem mag.
There you go.
So,
Yes. Is
That's
it
cool.
Is it worth shooting?
Well, it's better than a fucking canoe paddle.
Yeah. It's better than a goddamn addle. I'll tell you that much. Jesus, jumping.
How many different ways can we say it was free? Shoot it.
Shoot the son of a gun.
Send it.
Yes.
Where was that through,
absolutely.
Doug? And who the hell gave that away? That's quite a fucking giveaway.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Wow.
intense. Yeah, that's good.
I don't know that I've ever known anybody that actually. Well, no, I know one guy that won a Centennial Winchester lever.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or Ryan from Saskatoon, who won a pretty sweet FD12 last week.
True.
I haven't got together with him yet, though.
Oh yes.
I have to get together with him pretty quick for Maple Seed.
The testing is inconclusive so far.
Well, I also haven't cleaned it yet.
Why would you? Cleaning was never part of the deal.
I promised him I'd clean it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah. Doug says ATRS, Alberta Tactical Rifle Supply,
Right.
did a fundraiser for their legal fight over the gun ban. So
Oh, good for you,
Nice.
Doug.
nice.
My biggest thing about Marks is they don't have a lifetime backing.
Yeah, Ramsey on the YouTube says that. Anyway,
Maybe they don't need it.
no,
Maybe it'll just last a lifetime anyway.
that's right. They're not made in the Philippines, so let's go from there. They're made in Japan. So
Japan.
Japan. Anyway, how about Kurt? How about you tell us about our last sponsor for the beginning of the
Let's
show?
do that. Well, the genius is behind the Connect line.
Why do you look like you have
firearms.
cerebral palsy?
There's a lot of things that I look like I have, I'm sure. I don't
One
know.
of them is chutzpah.
Yeah,
Yes.
a man's beard. That's what you look like you have.
Machismo.
All right, Machismo. Dell Engineering is your premium importer and distributor of some of Canada's top brands of firearms, including Bergera, Rock Island Armory, Mission First Tactical, Hyperfire, and of course the made for Canada Canuck firearms. Rely on Odell Engineering's expertise in the Canadian market to provide you the best quality in firearms and firearm accessories. Find their products and a dealer carrying their products at www.odellengineeringlimited.com. That's only one O. On Facebook at Odell Engineering Limited, or walk into your local gun store and tell them Phil sent you.
That's right.
Do I have to say it again?
What's that?
If they say who's
Yes,
Phil,
you
just
do.
walk out.
Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't meant to be.
Just lost my business.
That's right. It was not meant to be then.
That's right.
Who's Phil? God damn you.
Yeah. I thought this was going to turn into something special.
From now until the end of time, every single gun store I walk into, I'm going to say, hey, you guys know that Phil sent me?
Right.
And I'm just going to wait for one of them to say, Phil who?
Yeah. You get that look.
And
Son
then
of a
walk out.
bitch.
Yeah. I am gone. See you. I said good day.
It said good day, sir.
There you go. Oh, right on. So, what happened this week, guys?
Well, I got some friends in from Alberta, and we've been hitting the gun range hard. And of course, I picked up a 180C a little while ago, allegedly, and I have no ammunition for it. So I'm looking all around town because I need to get it quick. I can't wait for shipping. I'm looking all around town. 223. First of all, like nobody has 5.56. So that's one thing. It's all 223, and that's fine. That doesn't matter. But it's all like over $1 a round, and I'm like, this is nutty butters. I was picking up bulk packs for under 60 cents a round before the pandemic, and now it's over $1 a round for 223. So luckily, I'm gonna give a plug to North Pro, I guess. North Pro, apparently they ordered these UMC 1,000 round bulk packs in November of 2020.
Oh, wow.
And they just came in last week.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty common, actually.
And here's one thing that I like about what North Pro does. What they buy it for, they put their markup on it. That's what they sell it for. And they must have given them the November 2020 pricing on it. They must have honored the price on it because they're selling it for $657 for 1,000 rounds right now.
Wow.
Which is not good, but
No.
considering the alternative, yeah.
Well, and even reloading it nowadays, you're going to be hard pressed to hit that 50 cents number.
Oh,
for
yeah.
3, especially for blaster stuff. Like even Campro projectiles are $150 per 1,000.
Isn't that nuts, Campro? Like, my God.
But I'm not going to knock them. Rooster, you remember that one time I was at your range with those 147 grain Campros, and I was making hits at 600 and then 647 and stuff. I'm like, hey,
what caliber?
308 in a out of a Mossberg MVP.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've got a bunch of 308 Campro at 147 grain stuff. Or is it 147? 149?
Yeah, that's the 147. That's
147. Okay.
They're half made.
So I still have a whole bunch of it, and I don't load it because the only 308 I had for the longest time was the Remington 700 VTR barrel.
Yeah,
the 1 in 10, and it could not stabilize them.
No.
We're talking like 6 to 8 MOA groups. It was the best I could get out of those. And then I just bought the Hornady boat tail full metal jacket at 150 grain. And they're for longest time they were pretty much the same price. I was getting them from Budget Shooter, the same price as the Cam Pro, and they were like 3/4 MOA groupings all day.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Just with the different ammunition. So I was like, well, I just bought several thousand of those, and I still use those.
That's what I did too. I found a deal from Phil Reddy at Fast Toys Performance. He had a bunch, and he's out of Winnipeg, so I ordered them. I can't remember how much they were. They were probably $100 per 500 because they come in 500 packs. I think I got 2 or 3 or 4. I can't remember, but yeah. So I still have a bunch too. I just have nothing to shoot it out of right now. So, I mean, I could load them up and try them out of my Model 70, but I'm not going to. Which reminds me. So the topic of the show this week, guys, top 5 rifles overall.
Yeah.
Impressive.
My number 1 is the Green Bastard, owned by Jens.
That's funny.
Is it? Is it even in his top 5?
My number 2 is his EM Precision 33 XC.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
I'm just gonna go through all 5 in the
Yeah.
first 5 seconds, and then we'll be done on the show.
Yeah. My number 3 is Jens's HK 41. What is it? A 417 or is it a
416? I think.
Is it a? But it's no the MR223, which is the civilian version of the 416, because the 416 is select fire, I believe.
There you go.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, the topic of this week's episode is top 5 rifles overall, and for overall, doesn't matter what you're using it for. What's your favorite rifle? So let's go around the horn here. Kris, let's start with you.
My list was completely different.
Yeah.
Just like, I went way out into left field with my list. So
Okay. It's your list. Do what you want.
yeah, exactly.
Or I totally judge, but anyway, go on.
Can I just say that my honorable mention, like my number 6, was the Modus, even though it's not really a rifle.
Sure, it is.
Yeah, I mean, a machine gun's a rifle, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, Carlos Hathcock used it to kill a high-end North Vietnamese soldier with a single shot 50 cal. And
see, there you go.
And I think he took that at 600 yards, I believe.
There you go. He used a Modus for that
in Laos or Cambodia in one of the.
Okay.
Snuck in and he crawled in. If you ever, I can't remember the story, and I'm sure
with a Modus.
Yeah. Well, yeah, on single shot. Seriously, because he adapted it with an optic, but he didn't carry it with the belt. He just carried it with a single round.
We're talking about the Browning M2.
The Browning M2. I believe anyone in the chat.
That is impressive.
Correct me. I believe the story goes he carried it in, crawled in over 2 miles to the spot where he was going to stalk this guy.
So he belly crawled and just pushed it ahead of him.
Yep. Well, no, or just held it by the end of the barrel with a hook or something, and then just
dragged it,
right? Probably, and because he didn't want to make any noise or whatever, have people see him,
and he crawled through the bushes with an M2 and not make noise.
but guys, so apparently that gun in single fire, like single shot only, is insanely accurate. Apparently,
really,
and because that's what he did. He mounted whatever the optic was from the M21 platform. Mm-hmm. Was it the inertal?
Yeah.
Anyway, he put that on and took a shot and boom, hammered the guy and then left it and then just fucked right off as soon as that
just left it in the field.
Yeah, because he had to exfil right away. Right?
Are they allowed to leave American ordnance just sitting there?
I don't know. It was in a neutral country.
Maybe back then.
And I'm sure our friend John, who is pretty well versed in this shit, is going to call me up on Tuesday, and he's like, "What the fuck are you?"
The story.
It wasn't a Modus, and it wasn't Carlos Hathcock. It wasn't even in fucking Vietnam, or whatever.
The story that I read was that he mounted that scope. He was in camp somewhere.
Okay.
He mounted that scope, and there was a kid riding a bike with a bunch of weapons in a basket on his back. And I don't recall what range it was at, but he planted a round on the road in front of the kid, so he didn't feel like killing the kid, hoping the kid would stop and turn around and bugger off. And the kid kept riding, so he planted one in his chest. So that's the story that I heard. I
heard that he had lost his rifle. And he found a destroyed tank with an M2 on it. And he put it back together with paper clips and baler twine.
Him and MacGyver.
He taught MacGyver everything he knows.
Okay, so I just Googled it, and the top thing came from a Business Insider article saying the Marine sniper made Corps, CORPS, longest kill shot with machine gun. So from a hill in Duc Pho, DUC space PHO, Hathcock shot an enemy in the head at 2,500 yards with an M2 50 caliber machine gun known as a
headshot at 2.5 kilometers.
Wait. So he said Charles Henderson wrote in Marine Sniper his novelized biography of Hathcock. This is the longest reaching sniper weapon, the M2. And this article is March 17th, 2021. So take from that what you will.
So what is the evidence of this other than Hathcock's story? No, I'm not saying he's a liar. I don't know the man. He's a hero, but I mean, like what is there evidence of this?
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, it's even still, that's a crazy fucking story. 2,500-yard headshot is unreal. I wonder how many it took him to get there, but still, I just posted the link in the show in the comments here. But anyway, regardless, so top 5 rifles. Chris, go first.
Okay, top 5 rifles.
Modus.
Well, that was an honorable mention. My other honorable mention was the minigun from Terminator 2, like specifically that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, my number 5. So the whole thing here, I kind of went with the whole like apocalypse theme again. It's just
Preoccupied much?
You know what? If it's fucking fiction, let's just do it. Okay, let's do it up. So I have no idea how I would ever be able to afford one of these or where I would buy one if I could afford it. No, they're available, but I mean, you know what? Barrett M82. Because everybody during the apocalypse, you needed an anti-material rifle. So
because zombies drive tanks.
That's right. So, but what you really need to do, it's the old adage: you don't need to outrun the bear. You need to outrun the guy beside you, right? So
That's
if I need to outrun the zombies, I don't need to drive faster than the zombies. I just need to disable the vehicle beside me. So anyway, so you'll see from a lot of this, it's like ammunition availability and all of this sort of stuff. So the M82 is the one that like doesn't have ammunition availability and like isn't cheap and wouldn't be able to find everywhere. But I'm not expecting I would have to use it very much either.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I completely disagree with your assessment, but anyway, go on.
Well, it's just my number 5. I had to come up with 5 of them, for God's sakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Five guns is a lot of guns during the apocalypse.
Can you carrying around? You imagine carrying around an M82 in your back and you're doing, looking for cans of fucking Spam and you're just clearing rooms with an M82.
We all know that Mark is part of the group during the apocalypse, and I would just make him carry it on his back. He's like, Mark's my pack horse in the apocalypse.
And how much ammo are you carrying for that? Because 50 cal
7
ammo.
rounds.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I mean,
that's all you can physically able to.
We have like, I'm assuming that we have some sort of base of operations where I think the M82 would stay there. I don't think we'd carry it around into the wasteland with us. We don't need to go popping zombie heads with 50 cals.
Why not? That's my question.
Well, mostly because the factories that make more of it are probably not working.
Probably.
And even if they are, I can't afford it. What am I going to trade? Like,
I have 1 round of 50. Here you go, sir.
Exactly. I got to save it for that one vehicle that comes and tries to take our stuff. It would be more for defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from other people.
You remember what was it? It was the second Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
Beyond the one before Beyond Thunderdome. That was the one where they had this little like sheet metal town where they actually had like fuel and it
was an actual refinery.
That's right. And then what's his name? Mr. Shaved, like in the apocalypse, I'm going to shave my chest and take steroids.
Big Chungus.
Yeah, Chungus, Big Chungus. Yeah. So he comes and tries to take it, and then Mad Max is saving them, right? So I forgot why I was mentioning this, but the whole point is. I was
just going to say, how do you guys store shit like that in your hard drive? Like, fuck.
It's classic cinema, man. Anyway, that's why you have the M82, because when that fucker shows up and like jumps up on top of his dune buggy and gives you the speech of,
just walk away.
Exactly.
Just like a gopher standing up, hey?
Exactly. Thank you for standing up on something nice and tall. Thank you for being bare-chested in
full
the
of
middle
baby
of the
oil
day.
in Australian outback. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's an anti-material rifle because he's made of material.
He will soon be anti with that material.
And he will be anti. Exactly. And well, there wasn't the whole thing is they were like using their vehicles trying to smash through the barrier or something like that, or maybe I'm making that up, but just in case they were, I mean, just like plant one in the engine block. And
all I remember from that is him, the big chungus or whatever his name is, with the goalie mask, and then the kid with the steel boomerang that pops out from nowhere and just whoop.
That's right. That's right.
The feral kid. Anyway.
Yeah, the feral kid.
All right, let's get back to reality here.
Yep. So that was my number 5.
Kurt, what's your number 5?
For the record, none of mine are based in reality. I'm
No,
just putting that out there. Yeah.
My list is a bit obscure too, but I did put some thought into it. You know, I've always had a bit of an affinity for you know, the old Shiloh Sharps and the Spencer carbine rifles. Kind of the first falling block rifles, kind of among the first rifles, cartridge rifles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Quigley, one of my favorite Shiloh Sharp.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's you know, those Sharps rifles are still relatively popular today.
Mm-hmm. My friend of mine just bought one. Yep, for long range black powder cartridge. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That person that I was telling you guys about before the show has one.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Cool.
Really nice. Anyway, yeah. So that, you know what, there was quite an advancement there back in the day when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was kind of neat. I'm not much of a historian, but there are a few things that I kind of key on when it comes to, you know, some really cool rifles.
Okay, I'm gonna add on to that because that was on my list at number 2 actually. The actual Quigley rifle in 45 110 paper patch, like the hexagonal barrel, the hair trigger, the vernier sight, like that is one of my dream. And to get an actual Shiloh Sharp reproduction of that would be amazing. So, anyway, but that's cool, man. Hey, you know what? It's just the idea of like that was like the first precision gun that came out. More
or less, yeah. You know, they did a lot of bragging about both of those rifles, like the Spencer carbine as well. Both, I believe, both were issued to the U.S. military for some long work.
Yeah, in various forms. Yeah. The cavalry option, the carbine option, was very popular with the U.S. cavalry. And the Spencer, wasn't that the world's first repeating rifle?
It had a
tube
in the butt. Yeah, in the butt. It was a falling block design, but it fed through the butt of the rifle. It was I don't know whether it was the first repeater. It may very well have been. But did you know that it was at least first chambered in 56?
Yep.
Like, can you imagine hucking that thing downrange?
Lobbing
a carbine.
Yeah.
Like, holy man.
Well, at 300 feet per second.
Right.
Yeah, lobbing them in. Or those
bowling ball against your shoulder.
Well, you couldn't shoot it all fucking day like you can with a 6.5 Creedmoor nowadays, you know. And then like or standing in front of you like the old British Martini Henrys, were those falling blocks or just trap doors? I can't remember. So I think they're just falling blocks or breech loaders anyway.
Them, yeah.
But
you know, I'm willing to bet a lot of those were more soft shooting than we think they were, just because they were black powder.
Right.
Yeah,
big,
probably.
Hard push, probably.
Yeah,
but that was in 577. That 577 cartridge is fucking thick. She's a thick boy. Sure. Imagine lobbing those in it for like a favorite movie of mine. Again, we're back on cinema. Is Zulu with from the 60s with Michael Caine and that sort of thing. And where
I know of it, never watched.
They're fighting thousands of Zulus with Martini Henrys, and the spoiler alert, it
doesn't go well.
No, it goes not well. It's war. No, nothing goes well. But it's just crazy. They're firing in lines like lob firing. Like load, fire, ready, fire, boom. And it's like, what the fuck? Like that's unreal. And the amount of smoke those fucking things generate is I couldn't imagine. Anyway, well. Okay, number 5 on my list. So I went a little deviant from you guys. I'm going more practicality and guns that I have experience with. Now, outside of the Shiloh Sharp or the Sharps, I call it, I've fired one once, and that's why it's in one of my favorites. But the rest of these I've used pretty extensively. So my first option is anything with a Mauser 1200 action, more specifically the Parker Hale. Okay, because they're so readily available. They're based on the KAR, right?
Yeah.
And I love them. They're smooth. They go. I've never had an issue with them. They go bang every time. The only thing I don't like is when you rack the bolt back, it's a little sloppy and a little jiggly at the back. But that's by design.
But it's the utility.
That's right.
It's built for utility. And where did that action come from, Sean? It's a direct descendant of.
I don't know. It's a Mauser.
The 98.
That's what it is.
Mauser.
Yeah. Developed in Germany, in colonial Germany.
You betcha. There's so many action designs.
Colonial Germany? What is colonial Germany?
Well, in the colonial area where there were empires and monarchies and stuff like that, that's when it was. Because I think it first saw action in the Sino-Russian War, did it not?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, but still, anything
I wasn't there.
especially nowadays, like when you in Canada, more specifically, like I've met people who they've shot or they have friends who shot reproduction Mausers, Car 98s, or gone hunting with the Parker Hale variant.
Yeah.
And that's what I took my first deer with the Parker Hale 270. So anyway, that's mine.
Excellent.
There you go.
Number 4, Chris.
Number 4. Well, before we move on, I like your number 5. Parker Hale has a special place in my heart. I got 2 of them. Got them from my father.
Parker Hale though. Mauser actions in general.
No, I don't care. Parker Hale.
no, Parker Hale is my number.
I took my first deer with a Parker Hale 270.
Did we just become best friends?
We did.
Want to go do karate in the garage?
Just like last week.
That's right. Here we go again.
Okay. All right. So my number 4, apocalypse style. It's got to be AR-15.
That low.
Yeah, that low. And not because it's not functional and usable, and it's just my apocalypse is happening in Canada. 223 is not as available as some of the others on my list, and the AR-15 is not as available as others on my list, but it has to be there. It's kind of a no-brainer. Great thing about the AR-15 is you're sitting out there in the wasteland. Any other AR-15 you come across, even if it's different than yours, you can pretty much guarantee you can part it out and use it for what you need. The modularity of it, everything else, blah 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 blah. Gotta have an AR-15. What's that?
As long as it's mil spec.
Yeah, as long as it's mil spec. But how many people are building AR-15s that aren't mil spec?
People who don't know jack shit about AR-15s. They don't know the difference between commercial and mil spec, and then they order all their parts commercial and mil spec, and they're like, "Fuck, where am I going to sell all these commercial parts?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, well, that's also a possibility, but those people die in the apocalypse first.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And you just leave their junk there.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'll have 2 AR-15s. I'll have one that's mil spec and one that's commercial. They shoot the same ammo. So there you go. Maybe not the most interesting. Everybody knew an AR-15 was coming somewhere on the list. But.
Yeah, but that low? I don't know. I disagree with that. But anyway. Rooster, what's your number 4?
Number 4 for me is the Winchester lever rifles. Like the 1894 has been around for a very long time. Yeah. They kind of started out, I think it was 1883 they started out a little bit earlier than that, I think. But the 1883 is where the lever really took off. Mm-hmm. That's when the buffalo hunters really started using them, because they were able to shoot the 45-70 in the 1883, and I think it wasn't too many years after that they came out with, I guess obviously the 1894 with more cartridge options like the 30-30 and that. So that there, I'm talking, you're getting into center fire stuff. Yep. Before that, there was a little bit of lever action type stuff. I think it was there's a 44 cal
Henry?
rimfire.
Yep, 44 Henry or 44. What's the rimfire cartridge? 44. It's gonna bug me now. But it was in the Henry, and it loaded in the front tube there.
Oh, okay. And there was also a 32, I believe it was. 3855. Oh, I think that was always a center fire. But anyway, those lever rifles back in the day, again, I think another huge step forward in firearms design, rifles design, and kind of a moment in time where it saw a lot of use. It turns out it wasn't awesome use killing millions of buffalo, but anyway,
it did its job.
They had a specific purpose, and they did it well. They did it really well.
Well, yeah,
too well. I was going to put a 4570 Henry on like a big boy or something, the brass and the octagonal barrel, but then I was like, I got to stick with my Apocalypse design. There's just not enough ammunition around, and I wouldn't have enough polish to keep the brass looking nice. And
Right.
But I mean, yours is kind of going like with like old to new ingenuity, it seems like, and I think you're dead bang on.
So far, yeah.
Well, as far as you're going so far, I think you're dead bang on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the 44 Henry cartridge is what it was called.
Yeah.
So just a reference
Yeah.
point. But I just
Rimfire black powder,
yeah, rimfire rifle and a handgun cartridge featuring an 8.875 inch brass or copper case.
Okay.
And round has a muzzle velocity of approximately 1,125 feet per second, giving a muzzle energy of 568 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
So the modern equivalent to
revolutionary.
that now would be the 44 Remington Magnum, which you can still get Henrys in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Now,
that was the jump from the cap and ball to then a fully what I want to say self-contained
cartridge,
fully contained cartridge. That was the rimfire invention.
What was the cap and ball rifles that we had in Canada that we modified into breech loaders? They're everywhere. If you go to any of the forts on the plains, like you go to Fort Walsh or any of those, they always have them sitting around. What the hell were they?
Were they used by the
RCMP?
But Northwest
Mounted Police,
okay.
Like 1873 up until probably somewhere around the 1880s, 1890s. I don't know.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Pull it up. Compute. Somebody, how has nobody typed this in the chat yet? Like, come on, guys.
What's that?
Help us out. Tell us what rifle it was.
Winchester model 1876.
No. That's a lever gun. I'm talking about it was a single shot breech loader.
I'm looking.
It's not an Enfield, or is it an Enfield? No, it's not an.
It's not.
That's too old.
Yeah, the 1876 carbine was the lever action magazine rifle, and then they went.
Yeah, but they didn't have a lot of the lever actions actually given to the RCMP. Like they didn't have a lot of them.
I'm looking this up here. Next to the historical equipment.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Black powder rifles. Okay, Charleville. No, Baker rifle.
Oh, wasn't the Baker.
Pattern 1851 rifle. Pattern 1853 Enfield. The Lancaster.
Wait. 1853 Enfield.
Pattern 8. That's it. 1853 Enfield. Here, let me share my shit here. And that's in 577.
I believe you are correct.
Okay, hold on. Let's go here. Let me see. And let's pull up the picture.
Like if you guys have ever done tours of the hold on here.
Chris, look. This is the 1853 Enfield. It looks very similar to a Springfield trapdoor without the trapdoor.
I don't think that was it.
Okay.
I don't think that was it. They had a carbine version and they had a different version. I'll find it here. Oh, come on.
This is great radio right now.
I know, right? But they're freaking everywhere. When you go and tour the old forts, they just have them leaning up against the walls and such.
I know, this is gonna bug me. We gotta look this up.
I know. Well, while we're looking it up, I'll look it up. You go on to your number 4.
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw it in here. Okay, it's a toss-up to me, but I'm going to go with this one. The Winchester Model 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my number 4. Yeah. It's a smooth as butter action. Very prevalent. Again, one of my favorite bolt guns that I currently own in 308. But
it was the Snyder Enfield. Sorry to cut you off. It was the Snyder Enfield.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, Snyder Enfield, 1866 into 1901. It was in service, and it was originally a cap and ball, and they modified them to be breech loaders. Yeah, in 577.
Wowee.
Yeah, that was the most commonly available rifle for the Northwest Mounted Police, right after the famous Trek West to establish the NWMP in the West. And then as time went on, they started replacing them with lever guns and that sort of thing. But like the first one they had, it was the Snyder Enfield.
Interesting. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And they were seriously undergunned.
Oh,
it's why they were so worried when what's his face Sitting Bull came up into the Cypress Hills after the after Custer's Little Bighorn, because what's his name Sitting Bull's people all had lever guns because they had traded for them all. And the Northwest Mounted Police Detachment was sitting there mostly with just little Snyder Enfields. So they were like trying to be nice and talk to them and negotiate and all that, because they didn't want and the last thing they wanted was the U.S. Army chasing them up into Canadian territory and starting a big deal. So, Mr. Walsh ended up, helping negotiate Sitting Bull's return into the U.S.
There you go.
There's some hit. Now that's
fucking Canadian history. You nailed that shit.
People,
I learned that?
People come here for this shit all the time.
That's right. I learned that by going to Fort Walsh.
That's right. Well, and Batoche and what's the Cypress Hills Massacre site and all that. That's cool stuff. Anyway,
the hill. What was the hill called? They call it Our Little Bighorn, but only like 3 people died. So it's something hill.
I don't know.
It's literally just north of Battleford.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
Good talk.
Yeah, carry on.
Winchester Model 70, great gun, very prevalent, smooth as butter action.
Agreed.
Yep.
Shoots like a son of a bitch. Moving
Carlos Hathcock actually used it too to start out with in the Vietnam War.
Did he headshot a child from the top of a tank?
That's classified.
Classified information. That's funny.
There you go, Chris. Number 3.
Number three, Ruger 1022. And I'm not talking like a very crazy custom. I love my gray birch, but I'm apocalyptic here. So I need a good old factory sloppy bolt 1022. That's going to be super accurate,
capable of lots of volume because of the energy put out by a 22 long rifle.
I think the most important part is you can use 25 round magazines because it's the apocalypse.
That's true.
So you've got
even use those.
No, they're not coming after me.
Those
you
drums,
can use exactly.
And then have a misfire or a misfeed every 3 rounds.
And you know what? Especially in the prairies, every abandoned acreage that you come across, if they're going to have ammo, what are the odds they don't have 22 ammo?
Yeah.
Well, and you're probably prying one from the cold dead hands of somebody you just shot with your center fire.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't intend to shoot anybody during the apocalypse. I'm trying to. I would prefer to be part of the solution. But you know what? If he starts saying brains, he's getting plugged. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
There's no coming back from that.
And if he happened to have a box of CCI Blazer on him before he turned into a zombie, well, then all the better.
Yeah. Or Ely Force or
whatever. I'll even take Thunderbolt. It's the apocalypse.
If the apocalypse ever came, how many How many aluminum rivets would there be on the floor of your gun room, eh?
None.
Quite
I still
a
follow
few.
the law.
Right.
I still follow the law.
Society hasn't broken down yet.
That's my commitment to Canada, folks.
I'm going to stay safe and keep my family safe with my rivet capacity. And
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's just like the vaccines. You're not keeping yourself safe. You're saving everyone around you.
oh my god,
Moving along.
moving on. Kurt?
Kurt's number 3 is you know what, the Holland and Holland double rifle.
Oh my god, really?
Holland and Holland double rifle.
Yes,
You're going to go elephant hunting here pretty quick?
Yeah,
or-
you know what? When I was a kid, I read lots of stories about hunting in Africa and all that kind of stuff. And the H&H was, it's been around for a very, very long time, and they were kind of the kings of the double rifles and hunting in Africa back in the day. And I just remember being slightly enamored about or with those rifles, and I still think they're very neat. And as an old machinist, I can appreciate what it takes to get 2 barrels silver soldered together just right, so that they both shoot the same point of impact and consistently, right?
So
there's
what
that
caliber
aspect of it
would you
too.
go, like 300 H&H, 375, 500?
I don't know. It depends on what we're doing.
700
If it's-
Remington Nitro Mag?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
700 H&H.
700 Nitro. There's 577 Tyrannosaur, and I don't know what
At this
all
point,
else.
does it really matter what caliber? I guess. Yeah.
No, I don't.
You know what? You're probably going to be more of an anti-material rifle than the M82.
Yeah, no kidding. Anti-everything. Anti-operator, anti-material.
That's right.
So, speaking of, so staying in the cinema line, Kurt, when you said the Holland and Holland side-by-side hunting rifle,
Yeah.
first thing I thought of was the movie Tremors with Bert and Reba McEntire in the basement, and they're literally laying into the thing with whatever they got, and then Bert pulls out the old side-by-side safari gun and whoa!
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Now, I'm going to burst your bubble here. So looking at this, it was actually a William Moore and Company 8-gauge shotgun that was modified to use these beasts. Oh,
God,
look
I
at that.
love it.
Look
Is
at
that
this.
it? Oh, for the movie.
Yeah, for the there. That's the same sound he was making there. In this Ah! Anyway, freedom. Anyway, that's funny. So yeah, good talk.
I noticed Reba McEntire never did any of the sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonder
but
why.
Bert did.
Bert
did
did
all
a
of
TV show.
That's right.
Apparently, Bert is involved. Whatever his name is, the actor, he's involved in some sort of like internet-only short movie or short film reboot sort of stuff.
His name's Michael Gross, and he's
Michael Gross.
and he owns part of the Tremors name, I believe.
Well,
So,
that explains
Yeah.
it.
Anyway,
That's why
we
he's
won't-
doing these internet-only things still.
yeah. Well, he's not working. He spent all his money on filling up his gun
Yeah.
room in the basement in the first movie. Now he's got to pay it back.
What the
Yeah.
hell's wrong with that? I'd have done the same damn thing.
That's right. Oh,
The-
right on.
The secret to life.
I'm
The Secrets of Life, big guns.
Yeah. 42. That's the answer to life. Anyway. My number 3. We're on 3, right? For those of you playing the home game. Number 3. I'm going to go with the trusty old M14 pattern.
I thought about that one. I really did.
You know, again, guns that I've had experience with. I have
Norinco or
friends,
Springfield?
custom builds, it doesn't matter to me.
Just
I
whatever.
have fun with all of them. It doesn't matter if it's a high-end Springfield or a custom build or a cheap M305 that you found that still has the synthetic stock. And
So a Norinco with Springfield furniture then. How about that?
sure, why not?
Sure.
Yeah, let's just do that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Any platform or whether it's the SOCOM 16 or the sniper variant, whatever it is, they're all awesome in my books. And the engineering.
What was that gentleman's
taking
name from Black Hawk Down?
Oh yeah, you're gonna do that to me right now.
He had one that has now
with the
become
name point.
famous.
He put
Yeah,
the
with a name
on.
point. That's right. Yeah.
Rod. Here.
Come on, Sean.
Pull it up, Jamie. Black.
Drag the ditches and find the answers.
Burn through the witches and snail.
Slam in the back of my Dragula.
Use the M14 and back up down. Randy Sugart.
Randy Sugart. There you go.
There it is. And yes, he used one with an aim point comp. Here, let me pull it up here.
I do think that's a very impressive looking rifle. Of course, it just brings up Grand Thumb, hey?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We talked about this a while ago too with the
yeah, we did. Yeah. When he brought the YouTube
look at that
channel, when he released
when Grand Thumb did his, I was telling you guys, I'm like, that's fucking cool, and just the mount and everything and the optic and the way he used it in close quarters combat when he had all the smallies charging him, that takes balls, man. That's
a short barreled one that's pictured.
Yeah, that's not right. This is well, here, I'll use that. This is from the movie here.
That's from the movie.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the standard one, but still pretty cool. And then there's Grand Thumb just being a complete boss with his nods and just on his own private range, just going to work. Anyway, yeah. So I went with the M14.
God bless him.
Cool.
That's right. Even you can even get an M14 pattern in 7.62x39.
Yep.
So
it
takes AK mags as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, you can't.
You can't.
But you
could have. Yeah, you can't, but you can. Just not in this country.
That's right.
So what? But here's the thing, though. Like you guys talked to John more than I do. Has he ever done that, and is it reliable? Like before the order in council, did he ever fiddle with that?
Because it was the post 2007 cast receivers or something like that.
Okay.
That they used. So he says never trust those. So
really.
Because
shoot them with a full blast gear.
It's not a matter of if it's going to fail; it's a matter of when. So
that's nice to know.
I think it was the bolts that was the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They changed the way they cast them, or they stopped forging them and went to casting or something. It's ridiculous.
They did something wrong.
Yeah, we should have him on to go over that.
We should actually.
Anyway,
let's talk about guns we can't have.
Yeah, with the guy whose business was ruined because of the liberals.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly.
Yeah, suckers.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, what's your number two? Numero two.
I feel a little dirty saying this.
Uh-oh.
And I currently don't own one, and I currently am not looking for one. But it's the apocalypse. So I in my scenario here, I still don't buy one. I have to come across it somewhere, but it's a guarantee that I will. And it's the SKS.
Yeah, you know what? That's not a stupid choice because of how plentiful they are.
That's right. There's too many of them around.
How reliable they are.
Exactly. People have been buying like ammunition only in bulk for far too long. Yeah. Like you guarantee you step around the wasteland long enough, you're going to run into one. Someone's either going to shoot at you with one, or you're going to plug them and go get it from them. Right. It's just going to happen. So,
yeah,
the apocalypse, man. You got to go with what's available.
That's right.
Agreed. So my number two was the AR-15. That's where it ranks.
It's your number two.
List. It's my number two. Yeah,
so why did you put it at number two?
Because I have what I think is a better choice for number one. It's that simple.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, you know what? It's for all the reasons we've always talked about. It's high on the list, right? The modularity, the usefulness of it, the ammo availability, everything else. But I do have a personal favorite, I guess, that's sitting in number one that I would have over the AR-15.
Okay.
It's a slim margin.
If you say 6.5 Rooster, I'm going to drive to Saskatoon and murder you.
If you can get close enough.
That's right.
He's already listed 4 guns that are going to make it
Thanks for the warning, by the way. I'll be on the roof.
I'll send you a text when I'm within 1,300 yards. Let's go.
So one of the reasons that I didn't mention, but why I put the AR a little bit lower on my list was just because, like, again, apocalypse sort of thing. I mean, the caliber has limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
For me,
for sure.
Now, I will say, one thing that really disappoints me about this country is that I have never been able to own a 300 blackout AR with a 7.5-inch barrel and a suppressor on the end of it, because that would be
sexy.
I want one of those so bad. And if I ever move to the United States, it will absolutely be my very first firearm purchase.
Yeah. That would be great.
It would just be so much fun, right? Yeah. And even think about my apocalypse, the whole thing. You're shooting subsonic ammunition with a can on it.
With a can, yep.
Right? You could just sit on your roof just like Walking Dead and plug those zombies, whereas they couldn't do it because the noise attracted all the other zombies.
Right. Well, with the can, it's only going to just go, phew, phew, right?
Yeah,
just like it does in the movie.
It would, absolutely would.
Hey, that's a great call, Yancy.
But you know what, though? The 22 is more available than 223 or 5.56. That's why the 22 went ahead. It wasn't because of the limitations of the cartridge. It was just because of the availability.
I see.
And let's be honest, the AR-15, if you're out in the middle of the desert wasteland, our apocalypse in Saskatchewan, it'll be probably pretty dusty. I mean, it is right now, and we're only in a half apocalypse. So, go for reliability. Go for the sloppy Ruger.
I'm going to disagree with everything you said because
you and Jens.
Because it's your logic is flawed, and the AR-15. First off, you're going to be avoiding any potential contact in the apocalypse with any other people, and you're going to try and do everything you can to not get into a firefight with people, especially when there's
But how boring would that be if I came up with choose your, and I'm like, okay, apocalypse theme. Well, you know what, guys? I'm just not going to get into a pacifist.
Yeah, let me tell that to my 5-year-old son as I'm trying to keep him alive. Are you bored, son? Let's go murder that caravan right now.
We're talking about a zombie apocalypse, which, let's be honest, is a fantasy apocalypse.
That's right.
In any case.
But I would not be using a non-suppressed rifle. Because let's be honest, you're going to be fashioning a suppressor out of something to be using it. But I'm also not going to be going to where there's a high, even if it was a zombie apocalypse, I'm not going to be going to a high populous center. I'm going to be marauding the countryside, trying to keep my family alive without attracting or getting our brains eaten out of our skulls like Conan the Barbarian. So.
Yeah, but in my zombie apocalypse fantasy, I'm kind of like the leader of this paramilitary militia. So,
traveling in a modified cargo vans, and
that's right. We're bringing civilization back to the wasteland. So
whether they like it or not,
you're a fucking humanitarian.
I totally am.
I'm here to liberate.
Everybody's mad at me now because the AR was only number 4 on my list. Like Dan's mad at me, and Jens is mad at me, and
I'm mad at you.
Sean's mad at me.
Well, the AR is number 2 on my list as well because
is it okay?
Yeah, it's out there.
Well, fuck you guys.
I may or may not have multiples of them. I may or may not have multiple magazines, multiple dozens of magazines for them. It's a juiced up 22 that can do everything I'm going to need for it, and they're soft shooting, they're modular, they're the old adage, the Barbie doll for men, and women. Let's be honest, it's 2021, is the way to go. So. Yeah, just the amount of accessories and everything, you can do it however you want. If you want a 7.5-inch and 300 blackout with a suppressor, if you're in Freedom Country, you can. If you want a 20-inch C7 copy, you can. If you want, whatever, that's right.
I'm General Rimfire. You know what, Jens? You keep talking shit. You're my translator.
Instead of Big Chungus, your name is Golden Bullet. That's Golden Bullet.
For those listening, Jens is currently trash talking me in the chat. So the apparently I'm the leader of the post-apocalyptic, the Big 22 army. That's fucked. I'm General Rimfire, and Jens
Sir,
just
yes,
quit
sir.
as my apocalypse translator. So,
Respectfully.
man, this whole rebuilding society thing is not going the way I envisioned
No.
it.
Hate to say a toe-to-so, but a
Well,
fucking toe-to-so.
It's a good thing this is all just fantasy then.
For some people.
For some people, I don't know. Jens seems
Some
to
people
be
take it really
taking it pretty seriously.
That's right. He gets angry about this shit. He
He
takes
said,
it
"What
seriously,
the
man.
fuck?"
Well, he hasn't left an angry face on our Facebook feed yet. So
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Actually, he just did the laughing face. So this is the first time.
yeah, that's the only emotion he knows,
yeah, Jens can laugh.
and it doesn't show on him.
Yeah,
I think Heike must have put it there.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay for Germans to laugh as long as they're laughing at somebody else's expense.
That's right.
It's calling.
That's generally
It's
how it
called.
goes.
It's called Schadenfreude. I never work with the losing side, he says. Well, you can just start your own country then, Jens. You can call it something like new
Yeah.
and fancy, like East Berlin or something.
Oh, that's already in the works.
Is it too soon?
Searching for islands. Yeah,
Yeah. Are you guys going to Iceland?
islands.
Not
we can't
Iceland?
disclose where yet. Not
What
yet.
happened to Northern Iceland? I thought that was the place.
Damn it! I let that out of the bag, did I?
It totally is.
It's on the
Son of
internet
a
and it's
bitch.
there forever.
You know what? The apocalypse is going to come next month, and 3 months from now, there's going to be a whole bunch of preppers like just standing on
Yeah.
like around in
On
the
the
field
shores.
in Northern Iceland. They're going to be like, "Where the hell is Jens and Rooster?"
They said they'd be
couple
here. Yeah.
A couple of cruise ships in Reykjavik. Like, come on, guys.
Or no, it'll be like 2 or 3 canoes they fashioned out of dead people, and they made it across the Atlantic and North Atlantic.
Meanwhile, Jens and Rooster are canoeing out to some nameless island north
Yeah.
of Hudson Bay.
Yeah. We got those fuckers, yeah. Okay. Number one.
Number one.
Okay.
Chris.
Well, you guys are get ready to hate me even more.
Let's have it.
Okay, it's Remington 700 bolt action.
Oh, fuck me. I had high hopes for you on this podcast. The deep disappointment I have with you right now is
I can
He's not
see-
even mad. He's disappointed.
Took his headset off.
I'm surprised he hasn't closed his computer yet.
I can see your heart is hurting right now.
I don't know what to do with you.
Okay, here's why.
I
Here's
thought
why.
we were friends, man.
So did Jens. Look what happened to him. Okay, here's why. Hear me out. Okay. There's lots of them.
And we're done.
We're done. That's it. There's lots of them out there. Eventually, in my apocalypse fantasy, they're gonna break down. We're gonna need to make more from somewhere. We gotta swap parts out here and there. How many Tikas are out there? How many Curtis custom actions are there out in the wasteland? I'm just like, they shoot great while they're working. But, when I smash a couple of zombies upside the cranium, I'm liable to bend something or break something. So, Rooster, come over for rhubarb cake, says Jens. They're going to commiserate. That fucking guy. You think you know somebody.
Yeah. See, what he's doing, that's code for, okay, we got to redo our entire plan here. Because for one, we had Kris involved in a key position.
Hey, you know what?
All that
As
shit's
long
out
as
now.
You are now Private Rimfire.
This is Private Rimfire. This is pretty simple, you guys. Don't make me your fucking weapons master, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, apparently, you're making that abundantly clear, Chris.
Because the reality is, if you put something in my hand, I'll shoot it. So just don't let me choose.
You are Colonel Close Contact.
Yeah, Colonel Close Contact.
That's right.
Just leave it at that.
When the zombies storm the trenches, just put me on the front line.
That's right. Choke those sons of bitches out.
And just don't give me a gun at all. Just give me an axe or something. And
Here's
I'll
a
be all
rusty
right.
spoon. Go
Yeah,
to work.
rusty spoon. I'll be fine. I'll be okay.
Right.
I'll be good.
Oh.
Dented up tin cup.
I don't know what Jens is saying. Die Amselgrunst? Or something like that. I'm sure it's very disparaging towards me.
That's right. He's probably telling
can't
you
even
you're just a
translate.
dog.
He's so mad that he's
Low-life
swearing
dog.
at me in German now.
I don't think that's plural, so I'm good.
Yeah, no, you guys are probably fine. Yeah. Fine, Jens. I'll just be like, I don't know, the farmer or something. Wait a minute. You guys probably know about farming more than me, too. I can fix the machinery, maybe?
Hold on, I'm Google translating it.
Jens can just tell us what it fucking means. Or let's move on to Rooster.
All right. My number one was the M1 pattern rifles. The
that's bullshit.
The Garand, the M1A, the M14s, the M305s. I'm telling you, man, if stuff does go south, those rifles will be coming with me, no question.
But
and
is the apocalypse
see the
before
most
the gun buyback or after the gun buyback?
You know what? In my world, it doesn't matter.
Because I would absolutely agree with you. I would 100% agree with you, except for the fact that, you know, I just chose not to do anything that was picked up by the Ordering Council, except for the M82, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, and that was prohibited before
in
the
excess of
Ordering Council
10,000 joules.
Yeah.
But you know, no. They'll still come with me. That's all I'll say.
There you go. That's not a bad number one, in my opinion.
No, it's really not.
Well,
it's almost as good as the Remington 700.
You know what? And Chris, Sean, you've been witness to this. Not so much you, Chris, but I've taken iron-sighted M305s like that one I built with the GI parts on it, the heavy barrel. Iron-sighted out to 611 meters, I believe it is, on an 18-inch plate. It's capable of that, capable of 800 with a scope on it, at the very least. Up close, especially with the shorties, nice, quick-handling rifles, not terribly heavy, not real light either, and reliable like crazy, and digest whatever you throw at it. It seems so. It'll be on my side.
I don't disagree.
And
you know, Jens wants to know where I got my M2 from. First of all, Jens, that was an honorable mention. Thank you very much. It wasn't on my list. Second of all, I got it from your mama's house.
Whoa! There it is.
The gauntlet
Laid
is down.
All of a sudden, there's a knock at Chris's door, like right now.
I'm not worried about him knocking at my door. I'm worried about I'm gonna have to look around at the horizon every time I step out of my house now.
No, you'll be able to see the green bastard from a mile away. So okay.
Yeah, he would do that too. Jens would just think that that's poetic, so he would use the
No
green
kidding,
bastard.
You don't want to buy it? Fine.
Fine.
I'll kill you with it.
You're getting it one way or another.
That's right.
Oh shit! Well, Rooster, I am going to one up you and bring it more
Excellent.
modern. I had the AR-15 as my number 2. I have the AR-10 as my number 1.
Ooh, goddamn! Yeah,
I almost
absolutely,
I had that originally, and I actually I took it off.
Yeah,
Because I didn't want to do another Ordering Council gun, but that was originally my number 1.
Yeah. And the only
awesome power
for all
firearm.
for all the reasons I stated with my AR-15, designed just in 7.62x51 or 308.
See, and that's exactly what I was thinking, because one of the big things for me that kept the AR-15 further down on my list was the limitation of the cartridge for like being able to hunt out and all that sort of stuff, like bigger game, all that kind of things, and the AR-10 completely eliminates that.
Well, right. Yep.
Well, I like even if it's like larger game with a moose or
That's what I mean. In North America, what can you not shoot with a 308?
Right.
people.
If there's zombie people,
Fair enough. But AR-15 more specifically, I've never fired a Stag 10 or a BCL 102 or any of that stuff. But what I have fired is an actual Knights Armament SR-25 in Vegas, and that gun was just I felt like, and that was shortly after the movie Lone Survivor came out, or not Lone Survivor, American Sniper, and he uses a Knights Armament SR-25 in that movie. And Chris Kyle historically does, and friends of the show, call sign 66 guys, Miles Moser, firmly believes the AR-10 platform is the epitome of sniper platforms in the world, and he used one extensively in Afghanistan. And if it's coming from the horse's mouth, I'm going to believe it. It's
Sure.
Yep. And it can do all the stuff you want to do with an AR-15, just a little better, and it's going to be a little bit heavier.
Great number one. Yeah.
Sure.
So I shouldn't have erased it, and then you guys would be praising me instead of Sean. And
Well, it's a hell of a lot better than the one you voiced. Oy vey.
But think
Oi,
about it,
Vec.
say
Oi,
you're carrying
shalom.
around. Well, like practically, say in Chris's apocalypse situation, you're carrying around practically 200 to 400 or 200 to 500 rounds of 223. Let's say that's a lot of weight. So, but then you go to an AR-10 in an apocalypse scenario, you're carrying even more weight because your ounces equal pounds equal pain, right? So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'll fit Chris's scenario, but just in general, it's a great platform and a great.
No, it would fit
modular.
my scenario. I would 100%. Like I said, I wrote it down. I just erased it, but 100%. And I have shot the Stag 10, and it is. I love the Stag 10 way better than any AR I've ever shot.
Yeah,
It is.
It's just beefier in all the right
amazing
spots.
rifle.
Yeah, it's a thick boy in all the proper spots you want it to be.
Now, I would not go through the apocalypse of the BCL 102. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Black Creek Labs. I just not happening. Nope.
Bang, 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 clang, fuck.
Exactly. Well, I don't even know if you get 3 bangs before the clang fuck.
And then you're a zombie because the gun just blew up in your face.
Exactly. That's never happened to me before. The Stag, awesome, 100%. And I think any AR-10 really, except for maybe the one that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it, Sean. Well done for picking that up.
Yeah.
However, my M1 pattern rifles are still
and
right
the
there.
M1 was
The best part is you guys can swap ammo.
Yes.
That's right. Well, and the M1 pattern, whether it's the Grand or the M14, can do everything that I just described.
Yeah.
It's a little outdated and not as.
That's right. Yep.
I don't know. It's just like I don't like, especially if I'm in a shit hit the fan scenario, and that big fucking recoil or the big operating rod going back and forth, pulling that whole gap open. There's so much shit and fucking corruption that can get in there, and I'm not that keen on dragging that shit through the mud, right? Whereas an AR-10, close the dust cover, put a little sock, put your fucking your used condom on the end of the fucking barrel, and
because there'll be so many of those in the apocalypse.
mud.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly, right. So anyway,
so one AB is going to dual wield AR-10s during the apocalypse. I think that's what he's saying. AR-10 times 2.
No, I think he's agreeing with Jens. Sean's number one wins, and one AB.
That's fine.
But Jens said it on Facebook. One AB said it on YouTube. What about the Twitch viewers? We have a few Twitch viewers. What's going on there? Anyway,
hello, Twitch.
You guys are silent on Twitch. Anyway,
jeez.
Cool.
It's okay. You know what, guys? It's fine. You
know what? Listen, in all fairness, your argument for the 700 Remington is there's a lot of validity there because they are very.
You're such a nice guy.
Of them out there.
You're such a nice guy. You're trying to make me feel better about my apocalypse gun choice.
Is it me, or has he gotten nicer after he shaved his beard?
Maybe.
That
I don't know.
Part of my aggression left me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
He has less back
I'm no
pain
fucking
because
good at either.
there's less pulling him forward.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's those families of robins and squirrels that were living in his beard that weren't weighing him down.
They were probably giving him eczema on his chin or something.
Fucking earwigs and everything else. It just makes
it's like the lion with the thorn in its paw, right?
libertarians living in there trying to get their freedom. And
You can see my dimples now, so I'm much happier.
So can we all just go through the zombie apocalypse with Stag 10s then?
You know what? I think
Is that
would be
okay?
a great fucking team thing to do.
I
Let's
can
do that
imagine
then.
your scenarios.
Okay.
You know
Deal.
what we could do?
Is that acceptable to Jens? Like 1AB is in. He's agreed.
in, yeah.
Is that acceptable to Jens though,
He's
or
on the
is,
team.
like what does Jens say about this? Because you know
You know what Jens will say? He'll go, "Well, if we gotta, it'll do. It's not an H&K,
yeah.
but we can look for one along the
Well,
way."
you know what? Fuck it. He
H&K
can have the
make-
416
yeah.
then.
No, the 417 is in 308 is in 762 by 51. He can have a 417.
No, I think he can have the 416, and when he runs out of ammo, we'll protect him.
Then we'll eat him. Yeah, it's, I
We'll
mean,
eat him.
Anyway, if you don't want people to eat you when you're in the
Give some
zombie-
zero fucks pancakes.
yeah.
What is the 42? What is the 42? I'll hold up the storm with the 42. Jens says. I don't know what the 42 is.
Hitler's buzzsaw, the MG42.
Oh,
MG42.
oh my god! Too soon, Jens. Too soon.
Oh, I'd much rather have a 34 because it's all milled.
Sturmgewehr.
The 42 is stamped.
What did the 42? What caliber was the 42?
8mm Mauser.
Yeah, go ahead, Jens.
8x67.
Yeah, when you run out of ammunition, just swing that shit like a baseball bat.
No, you can pull the
Put a
barrel out
sling
and
on
use
it.
that as a fucking blunt force object.
See, Jens keeps calling all of my stuff lame, but I know he's going into the apocalypse with a 33 XC and only like 800 rounds. That's it.
So Dan Vollmer on the YouTubes, you just imagine my wet dream. Imagine a Knight
Solid.
AR-10, which is the SR-25, with a
Yep.
3 to 15 by 50 glass
Yep.
and an IR laser. Well, if I
100%.
had nods, I would love the IR laser platform, but I don't, so I don't have experience with it. And I'm not calling in airstrikes at nighttime.
But with an SR-25, I'm pretty sure that eventually you'll be able to come across some zombie that has nods.
I don't know.
Just dude,
Unless
this is
Jody
it's
Levesque turns
fantasy.
into a
Just
zombie
like
and
say yes.
at his place in Harris, and I just go rob him blind after he's a
Oh,
zombie.
there you go. Okay, good. So
That'd be good. But
it's
anyway,
not even fantasy then.
no, 100%.
Oh,
Anyway, but
Wavy
if
says I
you're-
can't dual wield ARs. I only have one arm. Oops, sorry. Yeah,
Do the best you
open
can
mouth,
with what you
insert
have.
foot.
Yeah, fuck it.
well, guys, what I'm trying to segue into is our
Yes, please,
final
okay.
sponsor, ad read
Yeah.
for ScoutVid. They're an interactive platform for people of all ages to showcase their talent. From profiles to highlight reels, they put you front and center in whatever world you're in, whether you're just into whatever sport you're in or competition or whatever, or looking to make an impression. ScoutVid gives you the tools to get noticed. Welcome to the show. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and their website at scoutvid.com. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it, guys. Good show.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
good.
Are we doing shout outs or what?
Yeah, who do we got for shout outs? Chris.
Oh, me first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I'm going to shout out my buddy Carsey. That is his name. He's visiting me from Alberta right now with his family. Him, his lovely wife, and their 5 children are visiting us for the long weekend. And we've been going out to the range quite a bit, having a really good time. He's got 2 Tika T3 X's in Boyd stocks that are set up as hunting rigs that are a lot of fun to shoot. Actually, they've got they're the T3X they call it the ultralight. That's their pencil barrel design, their hunting barrel design. But they've got custom Boyd stocks on them, so they're really nice. They've got 3 to 9 Zeiss scopes on them. And they're a lot of fun to shoot. So we enjoyed doing that. 1 in 30-06, 1 in 270. So he's my shout out because he brought guns with him, and for once I didn't have to take people out with them just shooting my guns and using all my ammunition.
There you go.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Nice.
Kurt?
You know what? I've been so effing busy again. I haven't been out to the range or done F all.
Shout yourself
But-
out because you're working like a dog.
you know what? When you got to make hay when the sun shines, man.
That's true.
That's the nature of construction on the dirt side of things. You just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But there is a however here. Shane Monzer at EM Precision Rifles just located some powder for me to start feeding that 33XC when it comes back from the stock maker.
There you go.
Yes, so, and powder for that thing is pretty damn hard to find at the moment.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? It's been getting kind of close.
I know. I'm getting. It's getting close. It shouldn't be too much longer now. The stock makers had some trouble with machinery and rush orders and
perfection's a large goal to hit, right? And
absolutely,
that's your buddy there. Let's just call it Spade Rifles Refined is doing the stock, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you've seen his
incredible work, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So. Yeah, I understand as a former craftsman myself what it takes to build those things and the pride that it takes to do that. It's cheap, fast, and what is it? Quick, cheap, and fast. Or no, I don't know.
It sounds like my prom date. I don't know what we're talking about now.
Cheap, fast, good. You can only have two.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you can have
right.
cheap and fast. You can have cheap and... Can you have cheap and good?
Likely not.
Inexpensive and good.
That is the title of my sex tape.
Is it?
Well, I don't
Here,
know.
I'm just going to do this quickly.
Yeah.
Here. I'm just going to go...
The point is that you're going to be getting the stock soon, and it will be like the Sistine Chapel. You can't rush it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I
think
Inexpensive and good. Thank you for the euphemism there, Sean.
Synonym or whatever. Sounds different but means the same. That is. Anyway, my shout out is to Ben at Extreme Range Outfitters. He's been they've been really prudent with their new location and expanding their inventory and expanding their auction. And check them out, guys. If you haven't already, extremerangeoutfitters.com. Check out their auctions. Just don't buy some of the stuff we're bidding on because
I was just gonna say don't check it out till Monday because there's a few items there I got my name on. So keep your dirty grubby mitts off that.
That's a game we're gonna play. What is Kurt bidding on this week?
Right. Let's do it.
But I also have another shout out because it's the first time I've ever gotten good service at this place. Ukrainian Tire or Canadian Tire.
Love that we call it Ukrainian Tire. I love that.
Yeah, because it's people always. Anyway, I went in there today because I got the bright idea to detail my own truck, and I went in today and I was looking for a certain. Those drill brushes that go on the end, like they got the impact thing.
Yeah.
I was looking for those, but I didn't know what they were called. And there's a proper name. I still don't know what they're fucking called. But I said, like the toilet brush end that goes on a drill? And they're like looking at me like,
no.
Fucking high, man. What are you talking about? And anyway, we ended up finding it in a Mastercraft platform. So guaranteed warranty and then for cheap too. And I detailed my truck and it's awesome. So
this is the drill brush that you use for like brushing soap into upholstery and stuff like that?
No, this is a brush. So what I used it for, welcome to detailing for the first focal plane. So I vacuumed, so I pulled out the floor mats of my truck and then vacuumed out all the big shit. Yeah. And then, but there's still all those tiny little stones that are embedded in the carpet. Okay. I put some pressure on the drill brush and just run it over. It knocks all that shit loose and kicks it up. And then you can go over with the vacuum again. And then I put some chemical down and like carpet cleaner and cleaned it. And it's like a brand new truck, man. You wouldn't even recognize it. So,
okay.
So yeah.
Canadian Tire gets your shout out, and it's not even because of their gun selection.
No, Ukrainian Tire. I did see some Remington UMC 303 British for $74.99 for 20 cars.
$74.
I'm like, what are you doing?
All of our grandparents are rolling over in their graves right now.
God damn it, I used to get that for $3.50 in McLeod's.
I'm pretty sure I have an old empty box of CIL
Yeah.
303 in my cabinet over there, and I'm pretty sure it has a stamp on it for like a sticker on it for under $10.
Oh God, guaranteed. Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably
CIL
under
is
$5.
Red and green.
Gold and green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or no, wait, that was Imperial. No, it is the red and green.
thought
The
so.
Imperial is the gold boxes. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jevlo or whatever, they were yellow.
Gevelot.
Yellow and
Yeah. I still have a bunch of
you
Gevelot.
Anglophone prick.
you English big dog. Yeah.
French hunt.
Come back and I shall taunt you a second time.
Let him go. Someday he may be vice president.
All right, big shout out to John Johnston for the kick-ass music. And if you'd like a sweet guitar, check him out at johnstoncustomguitars.com. And if you like one, get one. Tell him we sent you, and he'll give you 10% off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We love your faces. We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Au reservoir.
Hey.